Welcome back to the channel. I am so excited right now because I'm going to be sharing with you another one of my favorite videos to do. It's the Am I the A-hole wedding edition. I think weddings can be one of those times where people come out of the woodwork to make themselves the main character. So I just love it. I think we're gonna have fun today. So let's jump into the first story. Am I the a-hole for starting my wedding ceremony before my mom showed up? Okay. So the day of the wedding started out as they normally do. I, bride, was getting ready and final touches were being made outside. After I was almost ready by noon, my mom had to run back to the hotel 20 minutes away to change and come back with my grandma and family friend. The invitation for the ceremony says 2 o'clock. As per usual, we were a little late starting, but nothing crazy. Next thing I know, I'm walking myself down the aisle with no mom, grandma, or family friend in sight. The ceremony continues and it's over before we know it. Still nothing. After 45 minutes, they finally pull up. Then I proceed to go and tell them it's over and that they missed it and that 2 o'clock meant 2 o'clock. My mother immediately became hostile and proceeded to blame the bakery for not having the buns ready. Then said they were stopped by a train, and my personal favorite was, "It's your fault you didn't call or text to see where we are." Excuse me, again, the invitation said 2 o'clock. Also note, the officiant had another wedding ceremony to get to after mine, so it was a tight schedule. So am I the a-hole for not holding up my ceremony? Side note, I found out the real reason why they were late was she wasn't done getting herself ready, therefore holding up everyone. But she is mad at me because it's my fault. Okay, let's get into this. So I'm going to be giving you a little wedding tips along the way. I think we can learn from some of these stories. One of the things that I tell my brides over and over again is that the most likely person to hold up your wedding ceremony is a parent. If you know that one of your parents tends to run late or they don't know what time they need to get ready on your wedding day, you need to make sure to communicate that with them ahead of time. If they don't honor it, then yeah, oh well. I don't blame the bride. Like she said, the officiant had to go to another ceremony after. One thing though I will say is that I always recommend that the family of the bride and groom are not having any major responsibilities on the wedding day. So first of all, the bride and groom should not have responsibilities on the wedding day, but the family members that are important for you to have them at the ceremony, if they have to be picking up things from the bakery, etc., you're already putting yourself at risk of having them miss your ceremony or at least holding back the timeline. So please don't do this. If you need to delegate a task to somebody, have it be like a family friend or somebody that's not as close to you that it wouldn't be the end of the world if they do miss your ceremony. Because obviously your mother, yes, she was wasting time. It sounds like she was still getting ready and that's not cool. But again, if she was trying to also pick up something, that can interfere with the time frame. So that would be my advice, but I don't think the bride is the a-hole in this situation at all. And I do think that 45 minutes late is so inconsiderate on a wedding day. Like, these timelines are planned out. Like, you've spent months trying to plan this wedding. You have all these different vendors and guests and people that are literally depending on everything to go on the time that it says. So please, we need to normalize starting weddings on time. I know stuff happens, but this is just crazy. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to change the date of my wedding, even though it conflicts with my best friend's baby's due date? Hey everyone, I'm in a bit of a dilemma here. My fiance and I have been planning our wedding for over a year now. We've booked our dream venue, sent out save the dates, and are deep into preparations. The date we chose has a lot of sentimental value to us. It's the anniversary of when we first met. So sweet. A couple of months ago, my best friend, let's call her Jane, announced she's pregnant, and I was beyond thrilled for her. She's been trying for a while, and this is such a blessing. However, she recently shared her due date with me, and it turns out it's the same week as my wedding. Jane approached me and gently asked if there's any way we could move our wedding date, even if it's just by a week or two, to ensure she can be part of it. She explained she'd be devastated to miss it, but obviously doesn't want to risk anything with her baby either. I'm torn. On one hand, this date means a lot to my fiance and I, and shifting everything would be a logistical nightmare. But on the other hand, I can't imagine not having my best friend there on my big day. I told Jane it's difficult for us to change now, and she seemed understanding but clearly upset. A few family members have told me I'm being insensitive, while others say it's my day and I should stick to what makes us happy. I'm losing sleep over this. Am I the a-hole? Okay, I'm sorry, but if your friend is asking you to change your wedding date that she knows you've been planning for a year at your dream venue, and it's a date that's meaningful to you, is this person gonna be your friend for life? I don't know. Sorry, I gotta just be honest here. I would absolutely not move your wedding date. Even though it's your friend, of course you want her to be there. And sometimes, unfortunately, people that we want to have at our wedding can't make it. And it's disappointing, but the person that's most important to be there is your new spouse. And so anyone other than that, we can work with it, right? Things come up. Like her asking you, like, can you move the date of your wedding? It's like, can you move the date of delivering your baby? Like, of course not. Like, nobody should be asking each other these things. Like, if your friend is supportive, she should be excited for you, just like you're excited for her. And even though it's like, oh man, it's a bummer that you might miss it, it's like she could also have the baby a week early. Like, we don't know what's gonna happen. Pregnancies are so unexpected, and it's ridiculous, I think, for her to try to ask you, and for your family members saying I'm being insensitive. Like, what? Like, that's insensitive. And so, not the a-hole at all. I think, if anything, it sounds like the friend was a little bit understanding. I still think it's a little unfair of her to even ask that of you. But again, give grace to her. She probably is, like, obviously feeling like she doesn't want to miss it. And that's great. Like, she wants to be there for you. But man, don't change your wedding date for anyone else. It is a logistical nightmare to reschedule your wedding. I would do almost anything before rescheduling it. If you break your leg the day before your wedding, I would still say, let's wheel you down the aisle, because please don't reschedule it. Like, that's just crazy. The vendors and the guests, and like having to try to change something like that after you've been planning for a year. No, absolutely not. Not the a-hole at all. And this is just a piece of advice to not make wedding decisions around friendships, because friends are going to come and go throughout your life, and ideally your spouse isn't, and that's the person that's the most important on the day, is for you two to be celebrating together. Don't change it for anybody else. Not the a-hole here at all. Am I the a-hole for drama over pink wedding dress? So me, 26 female, and my fiance, 26 male, are getting married this coming May. Last week, me and my parents were discussing plans for the wedding. For the longest time, since teens perhaps, I had my heart set on a pink wedding gown, the color that makes me feel the prettiest and I believe suits me more than white. My mom has known about this interest, but always thought it was one of those fancies that would go away once I grew up and actually decided to get married. Well, here we are. When I brought up the pink wedding dress again during our discussion, my mom and I got into a serious argument about it. She said that it would be childish and embarrassing for me to get married in a gown that color, and she doesn't want me to regret in the future looking back at my photos. I argued that there was nothing embarrassing about wearing a color I like on my special day, and even James didn't mind what color of the wedding dress I wore. I also said that regret could go either way, and I could end up regretting not wearing the pink in the future, so I'd rather go with the decision that was making me happy right now. Although my dad hasn't been as vocally against the pink dress, he is starting to side with my mom, seeing how upset she's getting over this. Over the whole week, there has been no end in sight to this argument, with my mom bringing up multiple times how they won't pay for their half for the wedding dress if I go with pink. The initial agreement was to split the bill 50-50. My brother, 30 male, thinks the whole argument over this color thing is ridiculous and told my mom he'd be happy to split the bill with me instead, and they might end up being the ones regretting this whole drama more than me regretting what color I wore in the future. I honestly feel so torn over this. I'm not sure anymore if I want the pink dress that badly, just because I feel hurt the way my parents reacted to it and made such a big deal out of it. On the other hand, this is what I've always wanted to do, but I feel like this small decision is causing a huge drama for no reason. Am I the a-hole? This is interesting. I don't think at all that this person is the a-hole for wanting to wear a pink dress, like wanting to wear the dress that they want to wear. She wants a pink dress, she should wear a pink dress. But if her parents really don't like that idea, I also don't think that they should be expected to pay for it, right? Like, that's a good compromise. And the brother here is offering to pay for it. So I think just saying, yeah, you know what? I don't want to put pressure on you guys that you have to pay for something that you don't want. If they're paying for other stuff, hopefully they're contributing in other ways. And I think it is good to find common ground with your family. Anyone that is contributing to your wedding day, I think it is important to show them your appreciation for it while also communicating, I'm still sticking with what I want to do. Definitely not the a-hole here. I think they should probably just drop it, and hopefully they'll come around before the wedding day. I think for this video, the a-hole is the fly that's been buzzing around my head for the past few minutes. Am I the a-hole for not letting my sister cater my wedding? Interesting. This is already a topic that is very close to my heart, so let's see what happens. I'm getting married in a couple months, and I have pretty much everything planned. We had a slight curveball when a caterer who was going to do our wedding had to back out due to some personal reasons. This came up in conversation with my parents, and they told my sister, who graduates from culinary school this May. My sister, Meg, told me how her dream is to run her own catering company. She has worked for one for 3 years and has a lot of friends in the industry. She even has plans to open up her own with her classmate/friend when they graduate. So Meg called me yesterday, super excited, telling me how I'm in luck and she can cater my wedding now. She told me how her company is going to let her use their infrastructure for a small fee and let her run the show. Once she calmed down, I told her, Meg, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but we're going to go in another direction. My fiance and I love the idea of having Mexican cuisine, stuff like tacos, quesadillas, nachos, etc. It started as a joke when our fancy caterer fell through, but we decided it's a sign to just do it. We've spoken to a couple vendors around us and have gotten offers to do it for a third of the cost of the original vendor. Mexican food, always a win. Meg was not happy. She showed me how she has all the training needed and can do the exact same meals that our original vendor had and was willing to do it at cost. So cheaper than what we originally budgeted, but still more than our taco bar/quesadilla plan. I told her, sorry, it's not about the cost. We want a taco bar instead and are pumped for it. She now accuses me of not supporting her and thinking that she can't do better than some cheap Taco Bell. Ooh. We are not having Taco Bell cater our wedding. It's kind of rude. My mom called me this morning and is upset for not letting Meg do this. For me, it's 2 things. 1, I don't want my wedding to be a proof of concept for Meg. 2, I want a taco quesadilla bar at my wedding more than I want to support Meg. Is that really so bad? This has all just happened. I shared with friends in a group chat, and while they're pumped for this idea, they're split on whether I'm kind of being an a-hole to Meg. This is definitely something that's near and dear to my heart because as a wedding photographer, a lot of times I have couples that say to me, well, we might just let this family friend photograph our wedding, or like, oh, my cousin has a camera, we're just gonna let him photograph it. It bothers me so much when people think that they can save money just by having like a relative do a really important task for your wedding day. Like your photos, your food, like those things are like really important, and I don't think that it's something to be taken lightly. So I totally understand the bride saying like, yeah, I don't really want to be a proof of concept for her. Catering a wedding is a very big undertaking, and even though it's amazing that her sister has this dream and she can hopefully support her in it in other ways as she grows her business, sharing it with friends, having her sister maybe cater her bridal shower or like some other event that's not as high stakes as the wedding, I think would be a nice way because yes, we want to support our friends and family and give them a chance, but your wedding day is like one really big day. Like, is that the time that you want to just let your uncle try out his camera for the first time? Like, no, people, please just hire somebody that knows what they're doing and has worked in the industry, because you will probably regret it if you just try to have a family friend, relative, etc. do something that a professional that has experience would do a lot better. And my second thing is that I think it's incredible, and I think we should normalize not having like wedding food. Shooting so many weddings every year, you would not believe how many times I'm eating the same exact meals every single weekend because people just have this idea of what like wedding food has to look like. So having like a taco bar, having some like different food. I had a bride last year that had like just pizza bar for her wedding, and it was the best day ever because I'm like, oh my gosh, like unlimited pizza, like so good, and such a nice break from like the meat and potatoes that I eat every single weekend at a wedding. And it's a third of the cost. Like, save money and have food that you actually love. If you love Mexican food, have it at your wedding. You know, who's to say that you shouldn't? And so yeah, I'm not the a-hole at all, and I kind of think your sister is being a little bit of the a-hole because she saying like, oh, having Taco Bell like cater your wedding and like just being demeaning about it is very inconsiderate. If she wants to make it in this industry, she has to have a good attitude about wanting people to have the wedding that they love. Sometimes that means that you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea, and she hopefully will come around to that. I know, I understand being excited about the concept of getting your first wedding gig, but it's a lot of pressure, and for your own family member, it's a lot of times not the best. It can cause a lot of conflict, honestly, when you try to have a family member do something for your wedding, because if they don't do something right, something goes wrong, it's going to create a little bit of beef between you. Beef, for lack of a better term, catering. Hire family and friends for your wedding. I'm just going to put it out there right now. Not the a-hole. Sister, a little bit, and more people should be having Mexican food for their wedding. The a-hole is still this fly buzzing around my head. Most of the time, people like to throw around the term bridezilla, and I will tell you from my experience in the wedding industry, 99% of the time, the bridezilla, the person that is making things difficult on the wedding day is not the bride. Hopefully that's some peace of mind for you brides out there, that like it's okay to put your foot down about things you want on your wedding day. That's not you being an a-hole. That's you standing up for yourself, communicating what you care about. Most of the time, the a-hole are the people that are coming out of the woodwork to try to make someone else's day about them. Watch out for those people. Stay safe out there, you guys, and I hope you're having a good time wedding planning. I have some videos for you if you're looking to plan your wedding or looking for some tips and advice. Hope you check these out. Like and subscribe if you want some more videos like this in the future.